Rotax Max Challenge Winter Cup made its emphatic return in late February 2020, where 200 drivers representing 30 different nationalities would head to the 1,588-metre CIK FIA homologated circuit located just an hour and 15 minutes drive from Malaga International Airport, with event promoters and hosts Camp Company GmbH and MW Race Consulting putting up €31,000 worth of prizes on offer for all competitors. It was about seeing who would be the top dog, who would have bragging rights going into the 2020 season. Without further ado, let's head to the highlights of what was a fantastic racing weekend under the Andalusian sunshine.
Radenkovic on pole, Marsh alongside, revs rise, and we go lights out off into turn one for the first time. So Rodrigo Seabra currently sitting in 13th position, 8 minutes and 23 seconds plus an additional lap left to go here. So Karel Stout still in 5th, and the train at the front is going to be the top 7 at line astern. And when they came across the line, it was Radenkovic leading, and at the back of the train is Alexander Klugel from Germany. They were separated by just under 1.9 seconds. So a lot of action here in Micromax. They're keeping it, they're doing a really great job showcasing that this is the initial ladder, part of the ladder on the Rotax racing family, and the Micromax drivers are really composed, as up the inside of looks to be Rasmus Koskinen goes Rudokas. And there is also the 75 of Santeli Laitonen involved in that mixture. Just behind them looks like Rudokas or Sinibok as... Lorenzo Campos is out. Campos is out of the race. Drivers like the... I think that might be Eric Paulson. It's a little bit further down the order. Has just been passed by the number 21 of Marko Plinta from Finland. More positional changes happening. There's a great set of battles. This is nearly 3 abreast between Stout, Klugel and also Vilho Artola. 4 minutes and 47 to go, plus an additional lap on the clock for the first of 2 Micromax finals. Radenkovic has only got a slender lead. They go to the crest at turn 8. Down the hill they come, line astern, into the right at 9. The lead battle is quite clearly on right now as we go into the second half of this race. And Karel Stout, it's a cat and mouse game for 5th place at the moment. Karel Stout doing a great defensive job ahead of Alexander Klugel and Artola from Finland, with no answer by Aratasan on Hugendorn, running in 3rd and 5th as they go through the exit of turn 14. Great sweeping corner there. So we've still got this battle at the front, a fantastic encounter, and we've got 3 scraps through the top 7, so it's first and second. That's Radenkovic ahead of Marsh. So Belgium versus the UK. Then the Netherlands and Japan for 3rd and 4th with Hugendorn and Arata embroidered. Marsh bump drafting Radenkovic down the hill into turn 11. Now the leaders coming through the final couple of corners. Round turn 18 by about half a kart length. The checkered flag will wait for Matej Radenkovic from Belgium. By 0.266 ahead, well, I'm just keeping an eye on the times, just over a tenth of a second ahead of Scott Marsh from the United Kingdom. Endo Arata looks to have taken 3rd place ahead of Dean Hugendorn. I think maybe even that Karel Stout, I think, has secured 5th with that effort. Now they enter into the tram lines for one final time for Micromax. I'm not too sure if this is going to be a clean start. We do go lights down and go racing. Sciabra gets a really good hole shot, slotting in behind several drivers as they go up the hill for the first time into turns 1, 2, 3. Now into turn 4, and it is side by side for 5th position. As I think Karel Stout has just moved up into 5th place through on Rotax on turn number 16, but Rotax right on the back bumper of the Belgian from PG Motorsport. And we've had a 5-second penalty that has been issued to Jarmo Karvinen from Finland. As I've just seen Donny Flans come through, as it looks to have been Santeri Laitonen. I fear that it was the one that pulled to the side going into the approach into turn 1 as the leaders come up the hill. We've gone through turn 8 as there's a good battle happening, and it is between Rotax in 6th, Karel Stout in 5th place at the moment. Radenkovic goes ultra defensive on Marsh in the battle for the lead as Karel Stout goes up the inside of Ilho Atola to take 4th place through turn 16 and makes it stick by the apex of 17. Sciabra has now moved up into P19 and Scott Marsh again on the back bumper of Radenkovic going down the hill into turn 10, into the left at turn 11. Just behind them, Hugendorn is being chased down by Karel Stout, who actually jumps up and down in the seat coming out of turn number 11. So the Wolf goes up into P13. Atola still ahead of Arata in the battle for what is 6th position, but it's changed again. Arata-san now up ahead in 6th position and is closing on the back bumper of Karel Stout, but the leaders have got a real breakaway now, and the lead is now in the hands of Scott Marsh. Scott Marsh with about 45 seconds on the clock has got Matej Radenkovic on the back foot, but in the meantime the cumulative scores, it will be 45 points apiece as Radenkovic goes to the outside of turn 12. Hugendorn has got 3rd nearly in the bag, but Rotax is coming under pressure from Karel Stout. Radenkovic still trying to get past. He wants to do the double and get a definitive victory, but it will go to count back as again 12 and 23. Jubimov and Stede battling away, and that is going to allow the driver behind, it's 3 wide into turn 13. My goodness, but round the final corner from Great Britain, Dan Horn Racing, Scott Marsh wins! So the drivers make their way through to the final corner. As we just wait for them to get going, they go through the rev range. The lights do go out for final one for Junior Rotax, and they are scrambling all over each other on the right-hand side of the track, heading into turn 1 for the very first time. Schmeiss is a bit down in the order at the minute. The 210 from JJ Racing representing Germany. As they go down the hill, more changes for position. There's a big train of karts at the back part of the field from around about 26th onwards as they come hurtling down the field, and the top 5 could very closely be the top 7 It's Aaron Walker from Strawberry Racing, Daniel Ginchard from KR Sport, Ollie Pilker rounds out the top three, and then just behind it's Marcus Lutzio that's showing in third. Ollie Pilker's down in fourth. Behind him is Eliska Babikova. This has absolutely changed things dramatically. All covered by just under 3 seconds on the last lap, which was lap number 6. We're on to lap 7 now, as Babikova goes up the inside of Ginchard for third place through turn 16. Neatly covers the apex for 17 as they come around the final corner. Now Ginchard has the run of momentum, has the toe, which Babikova is trying to break. So we could now have a very interesting dynamic as the battle for third is quite clearly on. Ginchard definitely looking very racy right now. They're going to go on to the final lap with Pilker having a great lead. Ginchard battling away with Babikova as they cross the stripe for the penultimate time. Last lap it is. Ginchard swarming all of the back bumper of the Strawberry Racing driver Babikova in the 296. Trying to go for third. So final lap board being given. Aaron Walker now is ahead. I'm just keeping an eye on what's happening because there is so much happening at the front of the order. Babikova in third behind Aaron Walker. Alexander Abkazava has got a really, really good purchase here. He's trying to close on Dan Ginchard, who's now in fourth place. Leaders now as Ginchard sends it up the inside from way back up the inside of Babikova, who starts bump drafting him outside of turn 12. And then Alexander Abkazava goes on the back bumper of the Czech driver as they head down towards turn 15 and 16 for the final time. Babikova won't have an opportunity now to do her customary up the inside on turn 16, but could she get the run on the Brit coming out of the final corner? It's going to be close. Ollie Pilker takes the checkered flag. Aaron Walker second. Dan Ginchard takes third. Eliska Babikova takes fourth place. And all the weekend long, we go into the tram lines for 11 minutes, plus an additional lap. We go lights out. A great start from Ollie Pilker, who literally caught everyone napping, and Aaron Walker was caught unawares. Abkazava has got Daniel Ginchard right behind. Ginchard starting from third on the grid. Got jumped by the Georgian as the lights went out. And again, we've got a repeat of what happened in the junior final, but it depends on what happens, who is going to end up where. The results will be finalised a little bit later. As Daniel Ginchard steals the lead at turn 16. What? And then Pilker tries to go and he goes off on the gravel. Pilker tried to go up the inside of Ginchard. It compromised him, bolted him down to third place. As Pilker being challenged by Schoenemakers for P4 through turn 6. And right behind them, you've got you've got Morris Schmeiss, you've got Lukas Schoenemakers, Marcus Lutzio, Daniel Armstrong, Tim Gerhards, and now Callum Voisin is in the top 10. He started P15 and he's been capitalising on all the caramellages that have been happening out in France. Up the hill they go again. They're now on lap number 5. This is absolutely relentless. From the junior Rotax division, as up the inside of one of the drivers comes somebody else. I think that might be that Callum Voisin has got past Daniel Armstrong for 9th position. Then you got Tom Braken. Kai Rielertz is up into P11, despite the soreness on the left-hand side of his rib cage. As it's going to be side by side. Pilker goes towards the outside of Abkazava and makes the move stick. And hopefully pass him as Ginchard's going up the inside of Walker to take the lead at turn 16. As Ollie Pilker sends it up the inside. Aaron Walker drifts wide. Ginchard retakes the lead. Pilker switches back. Ginchard back in the lead. Walker goes in front of Pilker. Abkazava alongside. Lutzio with the toe as they head down to turn 1. This is absolutely explosive. It's all or nothing. Pilker still languishing in third as Lutzio up the inside of Abkazava. It's absolutely pandemonium. Walker's dropping to fourth. Ginchard takes the lead, and that's Callum Voisin up to fourth from 15th on the grid. 15th on the grid, now going for third, and he's got it. Well done, Daniel Ginchard, to win, and Aaron Walker finishes fourth behind Callum Voisin of all people. Pole position is on the left with Juho Valtonen from Finland and Matilda Olsson from Sweden alongside. They now start to accelerate as the Rotax roar goes into life. We go lights out, and already there's 2 wheels on the grass. Just under 11 minutes remaining, and it is an absolute slipstream fest all the way down to 14th position, which is Dave Blum. But now there is still, as long as there is breath in my body, I will be speaking as much as possible, because I think we've had a change for the lead. Olsson's hit the front. She's got past Sean Butcher. So now Matilda Olsson goes down the hill in the lead of the race, having started on P2. Valtonen P3, as there's a move up the inside for 5th place. I think that was Lewis Gilbert trying to go through, and he has got through. He's got through on Tom Edmonds. Mark Kimber tried to go through, and Gilbert goes defensive on Edmonds, who manages to force his way past. Mark Kimber does the same too, and right behind is Zombor Kovac. Mark Kimber and Zombor Kovac clearly in the Doroi Diamond slipstream as they go across the start-finish line, and Lewis Gilbert is battling away with Mark Kimber. That's going to allow Zombor Kovac an opportunity that he can't really miss out on. Kian Shields, Dave Blum, Reese Hunter, Dean McDonald, Philip Baba, as Matilda Olsson battles away with both Sean Butcher and Juho Valtonen. So Valtonen's got the second win back again in his sails. Right hand sweeper at 9. Down into 10, deep braking zone here. Very aggressive on the brakes, but you've got to turn in, rotate the carts, and then push out. As again, Butcher goes up the inside of Olsson to retake the lead through turn 12. Edmonds sizing up Valtonen. Olsson trying to get past Butcher. And I'm just keeping an eye on the top 12. Rounded up by Guilherme de Oliveira as Valtonen has got past Olsson, as has Tom Edmonds. Olsson down into P4. Guilherme de Oliveira now up into P12. Just keeping an eye on the lap times between probably the top 3. And the fastest out of them was Tom Edmonds. Let's see what the times are now as they cross the start-finish line to start lap number 14. Matilda Olsson was quicker than the leader by just over 1/10 of a second. 0.17 to be pretty much precise. And now the run down to turn 4, 15 and 16 for the final time with the leaders. But the battle for 4th not over yet as Mark Kimber goes up the inside of Dean McDonald to take P5 on the 16th corner, round the final corner. It's going to be a win, and that is for Sean Butcher. Tom Edmonds takes 2nd. Matilda Olsson takes 3rd place. Juho Valtonen in 4th. Mark Kimber steals it with just 2 corners to go to take P5 from Dean McDonald. Zombor Kovac in 7th. Lewis Gilbert in 8th place. Up on the exit of the left-hander at turn 4. So they retired with just 2 laps, with about a lap and a bit to go, with Eha. The predictions once again out of the window as we go into the tram lines for Senior Rotax Final 2. Revs rise, lights go out, we go racing, heading into turn 1. For the first time, an absolute swarm of Senior Rotax is heading into turn 1 up the hill. The driver leading the way, it is Sean Butcher. As we've had a multi-cart carambolage off of turn 11. And I count 6 individuals. Sean Butcher, I think. He's been told no. He's been told to slow. So Sean Butcher. Now the rest of the field gets going. And Matilda Olsson has just slowed. Matilda Olsson suffers drama. Sigma chassis, KS3, up into P3. He's ahead of Zombor Kovac. Mark Kimber 5th. Tom Edmonds rounding out the top 6 ahead of Lewis Gilbert, Reese Hunter, Ben Casely, Charlie Turner in the top 10 now. As, oh no! Drama! That looks to be Zombor Kovac. More twists and tails than the never-ending story here in Senior Rotax as Kimber trying to go for 2nd up the hill. And he nearly, that was close for Kit, that was 3rd. Kimber ran wide. That's absolute, there's more incidents! More incidents at turn 5. There is absolute dramatic circumstances and the driver getting out It's Mark Kimber! Kimber is out of the race! Matilda Olsson has recovered to P15, and we have just 60 seconds of the halfway point of the second set of finals still to go, plus an additional lap. I am gobsmacked. I am well and truly baffled, bamboozled. I think I've run out of superlatives after this weekend. I'm not at all surprised by that choice. As the checkered flag waves for Sean Butcher, who does the double, as it's absolutely kicking off for around about fourth in the dying moments. Juho Valtonen takes second, Lewis Gilbert third. Reese Hunter fourth, Ben Casely fifth, Philip Barber in sixth, ahead of Brad Barrett. Dave Blum, Charlie Turner, Andreas Herbert up from 21st to weekend with disaster on the restart, 13th for the Swede. Then we have Mads Rees, 14th. So the field makes its way into the tram lines ahead of 14 minutes. And we go lights out and racing in DD2 up towards turn 1 for the first time. Shriblack and Pico get the initial advantage. It's 2x2 from about 7th or 8th position onwards. Second and third, and in the meantime, as I say that, Sander Shriblack is now in second position behind Nicolas Pico, who now takes the lead from the Belgian. As we now have completed lap number 1, up the hill they go. Sander Shriblack now is being closed on by Janczewski from Poland, running on the Tony Kart chassis, and just behind him is Italy's Luca Monoretto, who competed for Team Italia at the Grand Finals at Circuito Internazionale Napoli in late October last year. Obviously Laslita tries to go Nikolai Steen, and then just behind is Ville Villainen, also now running with RS competition. Niklas Keynes, the Rotax Max Euro Trophy Open winner from April last year at Karting Genk, is clearly in the hunt. The German on the 414 running on the Car Republic chassis with RS competition, with 46 competition. Just behind him is the 421 of Dams Racing's Jusso Pantila from Finland. As we have now completed just over nearly 4.5 minutes, of Sander Shriblack trying to circumnavigate his way past Nicolas Pico as they go up to the top of the hill. We're down now to 31 competitors. Or is that actually Mahacek that retired up at the top of the hill? Not too sure. As the 414, oh, that's getting very dicey between Niklas Keynes and just up ahead. But whilst they're battling, Luca Monoretto is not that far away right now. He was about 7.5 tenths of a second adrift of Pico as they cross the line to complete lap number 7. Running order at the moment. We've had a couple of retirements. Victor Poulsen and Friedrich Jährich have been battling over 12th position. They're about 3/10 of a second apart. So Sander Shriblack gets the sign he needs. One more lap to go and extends the gap once more by nearly 1/10.5 of a second to 1.344 seconds ahead of Nicolas Pico. He can get close enough to Monoretto. Is he going to send it? I don't think he's got the chance to do so. As we now come to the conclusion of the first DD2 finals, it's going to be checkered flag again for Sander Shriblack. Nicolas Pico second, Monoretto and Virus third and fourth. Silas Ritter, Ville Villainen in fifth and sixth, Niklas Keynes, Nikolai Steen, Christis Seiders, Kiron Lat, Amerik Gahan, Alexander Tsanibekian, Jesse Spans, Skaisti Petros Skaisti. It looks like Manuel Atentia pulled it into the pits with a lap to go, lap 14. Bambus from Estonia retired on lap number 9. We now go through the tram lines and the lights go out for 14 minutes. Plus an additional lap. They head down towards turn 1 for the first time of asking, 3 abreast at some points. Pico drifts out wide and gets clattered into by Munaretto, who forces his way past up into second position through turns 2 and turn 3. Niklas Kreins now up past Silas Ritter into 4th position. As there's a good move up the inside there. That is the 444 of Silas Ritter that has now got past. I believe that is Munaretto. Or is that, no, that's Silas Ritter he's got past, my apologies. But Silas Ritter is definitely up there, and I think he is in now 3rd place, which is the case. So Munaretto, 54 squad of the Posse, has got Niklas Kreins from Germany breathing down the back of his race overalls right now. As in the slipstream of Nikolai Steen is currently Victor Poulsen from RS Competition, and their highest placed driver at the moment is Denmark's Silas Ritter. Nikolai Steen, 7th place. So the running order with 5 minutes and 53 seconds, as Silas Ritter is actually closing up. Changes. Jose Barros has got past Andrius Zinkevicius for 15th on the grid. Vili Villainen gets past Zaiders from Latvia. Up into P9 goes the Finn with RS Competition. We head into the dying moments of this race, the penultimate second final of the weekend here at Karting Campillos. A big thank you to the organisation and the team headed up by Martin Roivers. It's good to see some of the people actually watching from the banks just off the pit stop cafe up by the far side of the circuit. There's a big slope that goes up as Silas Ritter is getting a little bit closer than I think Nicola Pico would like. The gap now was just less than 4/10 of a second, and on the last lap around, Pico did a 63.3, but now the checkered flag waves. It's been a flawless performance for Belgium's Zander Triplak, who fist pumps by the right-hand side of the steering wheel as he crosses the line. He's got his ticket, he's got his entries for a full campaign on a 2020 Euro Trophy Assault. That is Rudy Champion, who lines up alongside the Polish driver on row 1. Andreas Schindler from RS Competition is on row number 2. On the inside, on red lights on the starting gantry, they go out and we go racing in DD2 Masters for their first final of the Rotax Max Challenge Winter Cup. Great pickup there by Sarah Moore as they hurtle their way into turn 1 for the first time. So up the hill they go. And already we've had a change. Andreas Schindler's got past Rudy Champion for 2nd position, and right behind them looks to be Bruno dos Santos. Marco Winkler looks to be in 5th position at the minute, and just behind will be Christoph Adams, able to enter, and I would actually be eligible for this category. Minimum requirement is 32 years of age, and I'm 10 years above that, so if you put me in a Rotax kart, I'd be in a DD2 Masters category. As Rudy Champion trying to close up on Andreas Schindler. 9 minutes and 19 seconds to go, plus 1 additional lap. Gap between Schindler and Champion, who's in 3rd at the moment, was just over 3.5 of a second. It's now 4.1 tenths, and here goes Carl Clarebot up the inside of Christoph Adams. Nice work by the Buvin Power driver, part of the same stable as Zander Triplak, who's opened his scoring banks in the finals. Definitely doing that right now is Daniel Yildiz. He might be old in terms of age, but he's definitely got a youthful exuberance about him as he's still hunting down Maxim Shaposhnikov from Russia. Now in the slipstream of Andreas Schindler, going down the main straightaway. He's bump drafting the German going into turn 1. Up the hill, Slightly bumpy there, going into the right at 2, into the left at 3. Now into the left at 4, and then the last part of the triple left-hander. Down the dip they go out of 5, into the right at 6. He's about a kart length and a half, and he's closing on Marco Winkler, going into turn 1. Up the hill they go. He's closing even quicker through turns 2 and 3. Great work by the Belgian, based out of Flanders. At the Flanders region in Belgium. Very, very nice guy indeed. And they do say the quiet ones are always the ones you've got to watch out for. And Carl Clivort definitely is that kind of individual. Very soft-spoken, very well-mannered. Great guy to get along with. But always entertaining when I see him. Always entertained whenever I see him race. As he hasn't got long to go, because Slavomir Moransky comes through into turn 15 and the right-hander at 16 for the final time. It's a perfect score so far for the 561, the 2018 DD2 Masters Euro Trophy champion from 46 team. Slavomir Moransky takes the win, and Rudy Champion has done it. He's got past Andreas Schindler. Lights out for 14 minutes as Andreas Schindler gets an absolutely blinding start and is trying to challenge Slavomir Moransky for the lead. He got past Champion up the hill. Bruno Dos Santos still in 4th place. I think that's Christoph Adams as well. Champion has responded on Schindler through turn 5, makes the move stick. And then we've got Christoph Adams and Franck Levin. This is incredibly close. 10 minutes and 13 plus an additional lap left to go here. And there is still plenty of time. You can never count anybody out, as up the inside of the 553 Frederick Baker goes Marco Winkler, and on the back part of them is Carl Clivort, the backer, as he's more commonly known as. He goes up the inside. That was a perfect textbook manoeuvre. Just launched it, late brakes like he meant it, sent it up the inside after licking the stamp. And great textbook manoeuvre there from Carl Clivort. They offer grand finals tickets, or you have to go through a domestic or an international competition, like we have with, say, the Motorsport UK British Kart Championships, the Belgian Max Challenge, the BNL Karting Series, us at the Rotax Max Euro Trophy, Rotax Max Challenge Germany, amongst many others, Cornwall Karting if you're in the Netherlands, for instance. And there is so much Rotax action going on. South Africa's got underway. The UAE is in the tail end of its season, heading to Al Ain Raceway a bit later on this month for the penultimate round of the championship. But it's been a very busy weekend for both of us here. Myself and Sarah Moore. Anthony Jordan, I'm looking forward to seeing you when we fly over. Plus an additional lap of the race weekend here at the conclusion of the Rotax Max Challenge Winter Cup here. So yeah, it's going to be close as Christoph Adams gets the one thrown up the inside of him by Franck Levin as Marco Winkler, and but the checkered flag will wave one final time in Andalusia. This time around it's Rudy Champion, 544 from PKS competition.